you've always been present with different touch points, whether we're at dinners, events, where even when we've traveled and seen each other, when we're in New York for a dinner for time earlier this year, you're always present too. And I wonder, how do you do that as a busy CEO? Because I think you're so right that when we ask the question, how are you doing? We are subconsciously hoping someone just says, I'm good. We almost ask the question and expect the response even before we have a response. You're so right. Like, that really resonated with me. And the truth is, sometimes life is fast for most of us, right? Our schedules are back to back to back. We are running from dropping your kid to school, running to work, picking up the laundry, doing the laundry, whatever, right? There's so much going on. Yeah. How do you actually create space for these conversations?
And that's part of being a lot more present and intentional as leaders. And I'd be curious now for you as CEO as well. We're expected to have all the answers. We're expected to make many different types of decisions. We're expected to play roles in HR, but also company strategy. And, when you take a step back, you can't make every decision. And then there's always things that are the unexpected. Take your car analogy. So when you had your car and you were at 30%, you were probably with someone, but in the back of your mind, you're going, how am I going to get home? Where am I going to charge? And you could do this probably better than most, but you still want to be present for that individual that you're with or your friends that you're with in those conversations. And what I find is, like, sometimes we as leaders have to make the space. Sometimes we as leaders have to show something that you do absolutely brilliantly, is to show a vulnerable side to them and talk about our own stories. I find that many CEOs today aren't vulnerable. I, for one, was not very good at being vulnerable. When I wrote the book, though, I was just taken back at how many people who I met for the first time were so open and honest and vulnerable with myself. And it got me thinking, well, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Right? And if I start to show some of that vulnerability at work, if I start to give a little bit of space and more time for that conversation, would that then make it just more open for others and more safe for others to have the conversation? Because if I'm not having that conversation and saying, here's my own journey, then they may feel that it's not okay for them to open up as well, right? I'd just be curious, like, you as CEO, right?